Okay. So yes. So just now we cover a little bit between the formation of the government and also the parliament systems and the Dun systems. And then of course there was another component there. Is about the Yang di-Pertuan Agong. So Yang di-Pertuan Agong is like we all know lah. They are from the states that have sultans and raja, and then they rotate a few years, after every few years between them to be the Yang di-Pertuan Agong. So Yang di-Pertuan Agong is actually a very important third component, of the constitution, you see. So basically it's like the formation of the whole Malaysia legal systems. So you've got your parliamentary systems, you've got your state assembly systems. Okay, parliamentary systems with the government, with the monarchy. And then of course there will be another component, which is the states laws that are enacted under the state, you see. So generally overall, the legal system is the national legal systems is basically the state parliament with the government systems, formation of the government, and also the the monarchy. So Yang di-Pertuan Agong is elected on rotation basis based on the 9 Malaysian states rulers, and they have a conference of rulers, and then they will select who will be the next. Of course, it's actually by rotation, so it cannot be like now it's a Johor one, So their function is to appoint and dismiss the cabinet, and then of course Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces. Okay, and then he has to exercise in terms of advice to the cabinet as well. So he doesn't make the rules. It's just like British Queen Elizabeth, now King Charles. They're the same function as well. They will advise the cabinet. They will talk to the cabinet about how to run the country, but they cannot make the decision. They are not the decision maker. This is under what we call constitutional monarchy. So under becoming constitutional monarchy is you're not the emperor or the king of the country, that you are the ultimate rules, you see. So the rules is run by the whole three elements here: the assemblies, the parliaments, with the government, with the monarchy. And the monarchy only serves more like an advisor and more serves like a lamban or some form of landmark in that sense already, mascot in that way to represent the country. So yes, also they will also appoint the prime minister, but the prime minister is obviously already chosen. So his is just like a system to appoint the prime minister. So you see, when you see Queen Elizabeth meeting the prime minister, whenever they're elected, like Brown, and all these people, here same also, you need to Mahathir or Badawi or Najib or Anwar, they have to go to the Agong for the appointment. Yeah, but it's just basically very procedurals, but it's already been appointed in that sense. So basically, to understand all this, we need to understand these 3 components. To understand these 3 components better, how they merge together, is what we call constitution, Constitution of Malaysia. So basically, the Malaysian constitution is the what we call the supreme law. Constitution of Malaysia is the also known as a federal constitution, is really the supreme law of Malaysia. So this constitution is actually drafted, during our Merdeka, on the 31st of August 1957. So it takes effect on that day. It was drafted a little bit earlier than that, when we want to call for independence, and it's already there. Then after that, then of course at that time it was inclusive of Singapore, and then later on masuk Sabah and Sarawak. And it actually has this federal formation. This constitution provides 3 formation of 3 branches of Malaysian legal systems and also government. Okay, number 1 is the legislative branch, which is the parliament, House of Representatives, like what I mentioned just now. The first branch is the parliamentary systems. Second branch is the executive. They're macam the company the company must have CEO. So this CEO and the team is a prime minister and a cabinet minister. So these are formation of the structure of government, whereby the you know it actually spells out the three branch: the judicial, legislative, and executive. This is government. Government is not prime minister and his cabinet minister. Okay, it's actually these three things that will form the government to run the country. A part of it is also judicial branch, meaning that the judicial system, legislative system is making the law. Judicial branch is more like to enforce the law, and the executive branch is to oversee everything is running in a smooth way. The CEO lah, basically lah, huh? Yeah. So basically, yeah. So Constitution delineates the structure of Malaysian government, which consists of three branches. Okay. And it also spells out the roles of the Prime Minister and the Cabinet and the Parliament and the judicial systems and the relationship between them all. Okay. So that is very important. Three main branches under the Constitution of Malaysia. Okay. And then and also, yeah, the Constitution also stipulates laws that are passed after 1957, and then it also looked into government and how the Yang di-Pertuan Agong is elected, the authority. So it's all in the Constitution, in the legal framework of the federal government of Malaysia. Okay, so this is what we call Constitution, and then it looks into the fundamental rights, how the Malaysian systems of state and how the functions between states and also the federal government. You will look at the monarchy. You will look also at the amendment procedures, because this thing cannot be read once and then that's it for the rest of your life. You don't change it now. So pretty much there is also rules talking about amendment procedures. The Constitution provides a procedure for its own amendments, which involve 2/3 majority to be voted in the House of Parliament. Certain provisions, such as related to monarchy, special privilege right of Bumiputra, Islamic, and all that, will actually require the consent of the rulers, conference of the rulers. Okay, so basically the Constitution is like, I put it like OP for the whole Malaysia, the formation of the whole Malaysia government and the legal systems. Okay, so it is what we call the supreme law, because dalam buku itu, like in that book, we imagine it as a book under the Constitution. It's drafted like how entire country will be run. Then macam company punya this is Malaysia government SOP. Like I said, I don't want to use the word government, more like the legal system or the structure, the legal structure. I prefer to use that, because if we talk about government, I always think, prime minister, cabinet minister. It's not, you see. So this is only one branch, you see. So previous recording will talk about how the government is formed, and now it's all written down there in the Constitution of Malaysia, how monarchy is elected, how the judicial systems misfunctions and the different courts and all that is all written down there, and it's also written down how to amend it, and then also written down how the law actually merged between the state and also the and the federal law as well. So it's a very big thing, it's a very big thing. So in the end, the constitutions of Malaysia will stand as the highest level of law. It lists down all the SOP, but of course it's not perfect. Okay, so that's why we do allow amendments. So this is the macam dia punya organization SOP lah, in that sense lah. To me lah, if I were to explain in a very simple, straightforward terms, it's something like that. Okay, so again, Constitution of Malaysia actually was amended a few times, especially one that's very, very sensitive is the rights of the ruler. Remember last time Agong was above the law and the family was above the law, and it's not anymore, you see. And then also they will be dealing with things like taxation of the royal family and all that, and how much tax they have to pay. That is more, it's all in there, like to do all these sort of amendments. Of course, amendments of taking Singapore out is another things that we need the amendments as well. Okay, so yeah, essentially this is all about constitution. The last bit we'll talk about